Hi guys, so today's video is going to be a list of some goals I have for myself for the first quarter of the year. This goals video is going to look a little bit different from the other goals videos I have done in the past. So a couple of reasons for that. First off, I recently read and reviewed the book Atomic Habits, and I am going to try and implement some of the things in this book that are outlined for its readers. I'm going to try some of these things, and if you're interested in that video, I'll have it linked down below. But I'm going to kind of break down the goals themselves and then how I'm hoping to achieve those goals. The other reason that this is a little different is because I am looking to really establish some sense of routine for myself again, because last year, most of you know what occurred in my personal life. I won't go into the details, but my life was kind of totally flipped on its head for many reasons. And so I feel like the beginning of this year is truly a fresh start in so many ways, and I don't have any kind of routine. I'm definitely finally, I feel like getting to a point where emotionally I feel like I'm getting back on my feet. I want to feel like I have a routine again. But before we jump into the goals themselves, a special thanks to GlassesUSA.com because they are sponsoring today's video. Just like the last two times that I've worked with them, I'm going to be giving away a pair of glasses to one of you. It includes your choice of one of their non-premium frames, which this is an example of, and I'll show you some other ones. And then also you get your prescription as well. So it's not just the frames, you get both of them. And to enter, all you have to do is follow their Instagram and then comment one of your goals for this quarter, this year, this week, one of your goals with the little glasses emoji. I will announce the winner in 1 week's time. The way GlassesUSA.com works is you can upload a picture of yourself and then virtually try on their glasses. Takes the middleman out of the equation. I'm going to show you quite a few different pairs to show you how much variety they have in styles, and I'll have the names of all of these up on the screen. This one, I have loved these. I wear these all the time. They're big, they're round, they have a kind of muted gray white here, but then a little bit of gold on the side, so I think they're just so cute and they're a little extra fun. What was really fun for me is the last two giveaway winners ended up picking out pairs of glasses that I actually own, so I can show you the ones that they picked out. One of them picked out this pair, which I think are so cute. It has the tortoiseshell look. They're big, they're chunky, but the tortoiseshell print is slightly faded, whereas this other pair I have, it is a little bit more obvious, but dark at the same time. And I think this pair is very kind of sophisticated. I think it looks really good with earthy tones and a lot of fall colors. So if you've got your fun fall sweaters, I think this pair looks great. These kind of have that classic librarian look to them, I think. I also can't resist just a nice big giant pair of kind of more of that rectangular shape of glasses. I actually got some comments recently of people. One person said that I wear giant glasses to show my legitimacy, and I'm like, sir, I think you underestimate how many times I have broken my pairs of glasses because I couldn't see them and I sat on them. There's that, plus I get headaches with smaller glasses because I can see over and through and it just hurts my eyes. But that pair that I wear quite frequently, I got a new pair that's very similar, but it's kind of like a purpley pink color, and I think they're so cute. They're also giant and chunky. They're kind of a clear pinkish purple. I think they're so precious. If you are interested in GlassesUSA.com, I'll have them linked. But anyway, jumping into the goals for this quarter, I have 15 goals total. And again, just to re-emphasize the point that I am not necessarily needing to accomplish all of these things, but I'm going to implement habits that will hopefully help me get to a point where I can do all of those things. This first one, I want to get to a point where I can write 25 hours a week. If you don't know, I actually have a first book in a series out. It's down there, and right here it's the same copy. One's paperback and one's hardback, and I have to work on the sequel. I want to work on the sequel. I get to work on the sequel is a better way to put it. And I really want to treat writing like a part-time job. It is not my full-time job currently, but to take it seriously, to really ensure that I prioritize it because it is really important to me. I want to get to a point where I can spend, like I said, essentially a part-time job amount of hours towards it. So the goal is to write 25 hours in a week. I'm going to do a quick run through of the other 14 goals, and then I'll talk about how I'm breaking them up into smaller chunks. So the next one is to try and read 10 books every month. Goal number 3 is to do at least one piece of character art a month. Goal number 4 is to play my violin at least 3 times per week. Goal number 5 is to compose at least one piece of music a quarter. That one is tough because that is so just a fun hobby of mine. I don't need to get into details. That one's just a tough one. That's why I have it only once a quarter. Number 6 is one I feel like all of us strive to do this, and maybe you guys are really good about this, but putting my laundry away the day that I wash and dry it. Goal number 7 is to clean the house once a week. Goal number 8, and this is one I really need to work on, is getting to emails within 24 hours. Goal number 9 is kind of vague. It's to complete at least 3 major house chores or personal tasks. So for example, last year had a death in the family. So an example of kind of a personal thing that I might need to do is figure out everything I need to get together for filing taxes. Goal number 10 is to engage on Instagram at least once per day. Goal number 11 is to reply to texts within 24 hours. This one's, I feel like, even worse than the email one. I've gotten terrible at answering text messages. Goal number 12 is to work out on at least 3 different weekdays. Goal number 13 is to go for a walk once a day. And goals number 14 and 15 both have to do with the collaborative channel that I started called World Hoppers. And the goal of that is to every month make enough money that we can consistently donate to charities. So every month we're making enough that we earn money from AdSense revenue. And then the other goal is to hit 10,000 subscribers on World Hoppers. So let's make that goal happen immediately. Everybody go check out World Hoppers. It's awesome. I'm not going to go through all of the tiny breakdowns for every single one of these goals because it's gonna, I feel like, be the most boring thing ever. But I want to give you a few examples of some of the little things that I'm trying to implement into my life and the habits I'm trying to build so that I can work towards those goals. So the 2 biggest ones that I think are pertaining the most to this channel are the reading and writing ones. Kind of referencing that book, Atomic Habits, one of the things it talks about is the action that first leads you toward the thing that you want to do. So they give an example of if you're wanting to work out, it's not necessarily usually enough to say, I'm going to work out 5 times a week or something like that. Usually what you need to start doing is every day that you want to work out, the thing you need to start with is changing into your workout clothes. Then you need to put on your workout shoes. If you get to that point, then try driving to the gym. Spend at least 5 minutes at the gym, or, well, not right now because of quarantine. But you get what I'm saying. That's kind of what I mean when I say I'm breaking it down. So some examples that I've put for myself with the writing one. The book also talks about habit stacking. So the first one is write after answering emails and also write after preparing videos. The whole after preparing videos, a lot of times the night before my videos go up, I will do one last time where I watch through it. I'll try to make sure I've got all the relevant links in the description bars of the videos. So once again, I figure, okay, well, I have a goal to try to go to bed by midnight. Currently, I usually go to bed sometime between midnight and 3 in the morning. So I'm trying to break that habit, go to bed by midnight, and I want from 9 o'clock to midnight to be where I'm doing the video prep for the next day, and then right after that, the rest of the night until bedtime, I can write. I don't know if this will be helpful, but another thing that I want to do to try and get myself in the mindset of writing is I love having a good ambiance on, some cozy fireplace sounds or something like that. So I want to always, when I'm getting ready to answer emails, which will then hopefully lead me into writing, and then also the video prep, which will lead me into writing, I'm hoping that I can turn on an ambiance. And I kind of wrote down specific to writing on my notes because I'm thinking about trying to find one that instantly makes me think of writing, just to kind of have that cue in my brain, it's time to write now. So we'll see how that goes, but that's another example of something, the kind of sensory details that I'm hoping to implement. I also think that when you are keeping track of what you are accomplishing or what you're lacking in accomplishing, that it helps you set yourself up for the next day, the next week, that sort of thing. So what I want to do is at the end of every week on Sundays, I want to read through what I've written from that week before to get my head in the headspace to want to write the next day. I also want to see how much I accomplish within the first week of writing. So that way I can then try to build upon that. And then something else that I wrote for myself is I am aiming to write 10 more minutes a day than I did the previous week. So I want to see when I sit down to write, how much writing am I getting in? If it's a matter of it's taking me too long to answer emails or do video prep, then I want to become more efficient at those things so that I can add 10 minutes in to writing, or I can just fit in writing some other time of the day. So that's a goal of mine as well. I mean, if I kill it the first week and it's totally impossible for me to build upon that each time, then no worries. But that is the current goal for that goal. Hopefully this is interesting and not the most boring thing you've ever heard. I'm hoping that in talking about how I'm trying to break it down, maybe it'll give you some ideas. But like I said, I want to detail a little bit of some of what I'm hoping to do with reading, since I know a lot of you probably also have set reading goals. If you are interested in seeing other people talk about this, we did just do a reading goals and kind of booktube culture video over on World Hopper, so I'll have that linked. But to help me try to read 10 books per month, I want to ensure that if the audiobook for the book I'm about to pick up is available, I want to make sure that the night before I start the book that I have downloaded that audiobook and I have it ready to go. So that way, if I'm reading, I do have a goal to read also right after breakfast. So read for at least 10 pages and then do emails and so on and so forth. But I want to have it so that if there is an audiobook available, that way, after I have finished reading and I'm getting ready to get dressed or do my makeup or my hair or whatever, clean the house, then I can listen to the audiobook, and that's just going to help me stay up with the book even more. I also want to try and incorporate some form of accountability. So I want to post on my Instagram stories when I'm starting a book and when I have completed the book. I also do reading sprints with patrons on my Patreon, and I feel like that in and of itself has developed a sense of accountability because other people are seeing you read. And, obviously if you're reading the same book every week that you're doing a reading sprint, or every single, because I do 2 a week currently, if every single time I'm reading the same book, then after a while it's kind of like, do you ever read outside of these reading sprints? So I think the accountability aspect is helpful. And also I have that goal of engaging with all of you a little bit more on Instagram. So I think that these 2 goals kind of go together, as well as just keep you up to date, because I'll post like a mini, this is what I thought, I liked it, it doesn't really work for me, whatever kind of mini review. I also want to have an idea of what my weekly reading is going to be. So on Sundays, I can look ahead and say, okay, these are the books from my TBR that I want to read this upcoming week, and here's how many days I'm anticipating it's going to take me to read each book. So then I'm going to go through, divide it up, and put in tabs so that I know exactly how much I'm supposed to be reading each day to accomplish how much my reading is meant for that week to help me accomplish that for the month. Is this so boring? Maybe this is boring. I like this kind of stuff. I also want to try kind of getting in the little bit of reading here and there when I can, instead of having, I'm going to check Instagram or I'm going to check the comment section really quick. Instead of doing that, I want to be better about using those little breaks in the day to read a little bit more. So I have a few examples of how I'm going to try to do that. So I put read 10 pages or more after breakfast. I also want to try to read 10 pages really quick before filming, and then 10 pages really quick after filming. I'd also like to try and read 10 pages after lunch. This is also kind of more to help me eat lunch, because I have a tendency to eat in the morning and then not eat until my husband gets home and he's like, I'm hungry, let's eat dinner. So also I need to be better about like actually feeding myself. I also want to make sure I charge my Bluetooth headphones every night, so that way if I am getting dressed, if I am working around the house, those sorts of things, I have those easily accessible, because ladies' clothes often don't have pockets, so I can't have like my phone on me and walk around with my audiobook all that easily all the time. So this way I can have my headphones in all around the house whenever I'm doing stuff, and I like audiobooks. So I just feel like that's a nice way to listen to audiobooks a little bit more. I am excited to see how well trying to fill in goals this way, how helpful it's going to be. So at the end of this quarter, when I do my goals for the next quarter, I will also detail and let you know how well I did with all of these, another element of accountability. I hope you are having a lovely start to this year though. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all later. Bye.